You've been taught intelligence looks like confidence, speed, and social ease. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Some of the most gifted minds don't feel smart at all, because their intelligence doesn't feel like power. It feels like friction, doubt, and isolation. And what if you're not behind in life? What if you're misreading your own mind? Let's talk about the signs most gifted people never recognize. 1. You feel out of place almost everywhere. You're not rejected, you're mismatched. Your mind processes depth, nuance, and meaning faster than most social spaces require. So instead of feeling connected, you feel slightly off, even when people are kind. Others see quietness or distance, but gifted people don't struggle with people, they struggle with shallow bandwidth. 2. You overthink small things but handle big ones. Easily you freeze over texts and tiny decisions, yet navigate complex problems effortlessly. That's because your brain runs multiple future scenarios before acting. You don't decide, you simulate. Socially, this creates hesitation and self-doubt. Others call it anxiety. But gifted minds don't struggle with thinking. They struggle with stopping. 3. You absorb emotional atmospheres instantly. You don't just hear words, you feel tone, tension, and unspoken meaning. A short interaction can exhaust you because your nervous system processes more data than most. People mistake this for sensitivity or withdrawal, but gifted people aren't fragile, they're saturated. 4. You get bored easily but obsessed with meaningful topics. Small talk feels empty, not because you're superior, but because your mind naturally seeks depth, psychology, systems, and purpose. This makes connection harder. You disengage before others notice. People see seriousness. But gifted people aren't heavy. They're hungry for meaning. 5. You feel behind, even when you're not. No matter what you achieve, it never feels sufficient. That's because your internal development often outpaces external milestones. You're thinking about things most people haven't reached yet, while judging yourself by timelines designed for them. Others see insecurity, but gifted minds aren't behind, they're asynchronous. 6. You withdraw without conflict. Your relationships don't end, they fade. You don't leave because of anger. You leave because staying engaged feels heavier than retreating inward. People assume disinterest, but gifted people don't ghost because they don't care. They disappear because they're conserving mental energy. 7. You feel different. Even when accepted, you can be liked, included, and welcomed, and still feel separate, not rejected, just misaligned. This creates a quiet loneliness, not from lack of people, but lack of resonance. Others see detachment, but gifted people aren't distant, they're dimensional. 8. You replay conversations. Long after they end, you revisit what you said, what they meant, what you missed. That's high metacognition. Your mind doesn't just experience moments, it audits them. Others see overthinking, but gifted minds aren't uncertain. They're thorough. 9. You feel smarter alone than with people. In solitude, your mind feels sharp and fluid. In groups, you feel slower and foggier. That's cognitive load. Social environments flood gifted minds with emotional and sensory data. Others see quietness, but gifted people don't think poorly. They think best in low-noise environments. 10. You've been told you're too much, or not enough, too deep, too quiet, too intense, too sensitive, too detached. That's complexity being mistaken for dysfunction. And over time, you start editing yourself, shrinking curiosity, muting emotion, doubting your mind. Others think they're helping you fit in. But gifted people don't need reshaping, they need recognition. Here's what no one tells you. Giftedness doesn't feel like confidence, it feels like friction. It feels like thinking faster than the world moves and feeling deeper than the world rewards. It feels like being built for precision in a culture optimized for speed. So you don't feel smart, you feel different, you feel heavy, you feel unseen. But that's not because your mind is failing, it's because your mind is operating outside the average bandwidth. You're not gifted because you outperform others. You're gifted because you perceive differently, and perception reshapes reality before performance ever appears.